Hi, my name is Jean Glorieux. I won the Michelin Le Mans Cup last year, and that's why I'm driving an LMP3 in the European Le Mans Series this year. Who's following my path?
The 2018 European Le Mans Series opens at the circuit at Le Castellet, named after its creator, drinks magnate Paul Ricard. In 1970, it was the home of the French Grand Prix, and it will be again in 2018 as Formula One returns. But before that, it's a huge challenge for our teams and drivers in the Michelin Le Mans Cup.
We are again. Welcome to Le Castellet circuit as the first leg of the 2018 Michelin Le Mans Cup gets underway in the south of France. Here we'll have a grid of 29 cars. Let's find out more as we begin the third season of the series.
The Michelin Le Mans Cup returns. For the first round, there are 22 LMP3s and 7 GT entries. Crews composed of a Pro and an AM in each car. The 6-event schedule includes the prestigious Road to Le Mans, the curtain raiser to the Le Mans 24 Hours. Champions in the LMP3 class will win a drive in the same category in the European Le Mans Series next year, while the crew crowned in GT3 will earn themselves a wildcard entry for the 24 Hours of Le Mans, racing in the LMGTE AM class.
In the category there's going to be one Porsche and all the other car is going to be Ferrari, so for sure this will affect a little bit the championship, because for Ferrari there is a big advantage. We have the possibility to share setup, so work together and have better feelings probably during the testing session.
It is a high level of risk, because if some condition Ferrari maybe are not so able to be fast, and Porsche, like in the dump that we know, the car is very fast. It's something that we have to keep in mind to manage the result in view of the championship.
It's strange to be the only Porsche in this championship, but I used to drive Porsche, I have some Porsche, so I'm happy to run with this car.
Venerosi and fellow bronze racing driver Alessandro Baccani, a Porsche instructor, form the all-Italian lineup at Evi Motors, the team that won last year's title and its coveted reward.
The winner team of the Michelin Le Mans Cup gain an entry for Le Mans.
It's what everybody is trying to aim. It's something special, the 24-hour Le Mans, so I think everybody is really focused on trying to win this championship, especially because the goal it's really important. It would be amazing to be in Le Mans next year.
It is a dream for all race driver, I think, for me too, and for my mate too. This is for sure a big motivation to push hard.
The Michelin Le Mans Cup returns with a massive grid and what might just be its strongest field ever. Defending LMP3 champions DKR Engineering showcase a new driver lineup.
Well, it will be very difficult because the competition this year is a bit higher, I would say. We have more than 20 cars on the grid and a lot of competitive teams, but we're trying hard to do so.
was second last year, got runner-up, so we've got to go and try and win it this year. The competition's definitely increased, so yeah, that's the aim.
Among the 44 drivers, no fewer than 15 nationalities are represented. Among them, competitors from France, from the USA, from India, Japan, and many more.
今回その日本の代表っていう感じは考えてなかったけども、やっぱり日本の国旗がついてるだけあって、まあちゃんと表彰台に上がれるぐらいのレベルアップをして、まあ日本のみんなと喜びたい。まあもちろんチームイタリアだけども、イタリアの人たちも一緒に喜びたいなと。
AM driver John Sharman will compete for Brookspeed International, one of 5 rookie teams in the field, and the American can't wait to get started.
The tracks in Europe have so much history to them, and you get to watch the Formula One racers on many of these tracks. To drive on these tracks in a race situation is something I've always wanted to do.
The whole LMP3 field is already eagerly awaiting the Road to Le Mans, the flagship event of the season at the Circuit de la Sarre.
C'est mythique, c'est extraordinaire.
It's legendary, amazing. I was lucky enough to start the race in front of 250,000 fans. It still gives me goosebumps.
Well, the wait is finally over. The third season of the Michelin Le Mans Cup is about to get underway here at Le Castellet. For this opening round, well, it's the number 39 Graf Racing Norma that will start from pole position following a fantastic qualifying from Eric Tullier. A little further down the grid, the number 8 Kessel Racing Ferrari 488 will start P17 after Sergio Pianazzola set the fastest time in the GT3 category. But that's enough talking. Let's go racing.
Cars completing the safety lap on the right, led by Eric Tullier for Graf Racing. Alongside him is the Norma of Anthony Pons. Row 2, a 2-car lineup for Nielsen and Acuria Cos. Anthony Wells inside Alistair McCaig. Red lights are on. The season is about to get underway here at Le Castellet. A long wait, and the 2018 Michelin Le Mans Cup has begun.
We have started the race.
Strong start from the poleman, Eric Tullier right in the middle of the field. But look, Anthony Wells from the inside of row 2 in the Acuria Cos car, down the inside into turn 1. Tullier holds on as everybody jockeys for position. But a strong start from Anthony Wells. He's all over the back of the Graf Racing car. Down to turn 4. Wells looking down the inside. Tullier cuts him off. Contact, and around goes the pole sitter.
Spinner at T4, driver's right. We have a spinner at T4, driver's right. It will be investigated.
Anthony Wells has the lead then, but will the stewards see it as a fair move? It was the opening lap. He's being challenged by last year's champions, DKR Engineering, the number 3 car, driven by young Dutchman Leonard Hogenboom, putting a lot of pressure on the leader down the Mistral straight for the first time. Across the line, Anthony Wells leads for Acuria Cos, but right behind him, Leonard Hogenboom for DKR Engineering. The Ligier leads, the Norma in second place, and he's got the speed down the inside. Hogenboom takes the lead. It is all action already. GT3 leader Pier Giuseppe Perrettini. There's the red and white 71 Ferrari, 13th overall in the middle of the LMP3 cars. And he's already put a lot of machinery between himself and his class rivals. Off at senior, that's the Acuria Cos Nielsen number 2 car, Anthony Wells, chasing Leonard Hogenboom for the lead. Oh, and just backs it off, carrying far too much speed in under braking. Hogenboom leading 2.5 seconds clear. Nicolas Schatz in second place in the number 21, the black Norma from DB Autosport. Take a look again at the start. Get away from Eric Thuillier on the front row. Very quick start from Anthony Wells, looking down the inside from the left-hand side of the grid as the drivers see it. He's already piling on the pressure down into turn 1. Thuillier just manages to hold on to the lead there with Hugenboom in third. But down into turn 4, Wells lunges again. There's contact even though he's over the curbs. Thuillier can't hang on to the car and Wells goes through. Eric Thuillier now pushing John Ferrano hard. RLR Motorsport, the number 14, Ligier just in front. And the Graf Racing Norma slips through on the inside, so he's recovered yet another spot. Going to be a long, hard battle though for the Graf Racing number 39 car to get back to where they were after qualifying. All trouble behind. Alain Costa for N-Race, but the Ligier misses the wall. Here's the battle for 5th. Anthony Wells for Curiacos ahead of teammate Alistair McCaig, the white and blue car there. Then the red, white and blue, that's Graf Racing's Sergio Passian in their 65 car. And DB Autosport's number 20 next up with Jean-Luc Foubert behind. So fantastic battle of the entries, but Tony Wells recovering from his earlier incident. This is how he got by Alistair McCaig, tucking inside into the final corner. Trouble for the GT3 leader, Pier Giuseppe Perezzini comes back on in the AF Corsa Ferrari. Past him though, just went to the black Ferrari. That's the Steel F Squadra Corsa car, the only older 458 Italia in the field. And there's your new leader, car number 8, the pole sitter, Sergio Pianazzola for Kessel Racing in their Ferrari 488. And that looks like a rare driver error from Pier Giuseppe Perezzini. GT3 race leader Sergio Pianazzola, and then the battle for second, Martin Grab for Stila F in the 458, and behind him 71 Perezzini closing in the 488 Italia. Graf Racing entry of Eric Thuillier trying up the inside of Landon Racing's Michael Benham and tags the 21 car into a spin. Benham trying to keep the door closed, but Thuillier not to be denied. And that costly for Michael Benham. Take a look again. He's going for the apex, but Thuillier is there. And unfortunately, Benham loses out. Trouble again for Pier Giuseppe Perezzini. And it looks as though he might be headed for the pit lane. Off track for a second time. And take a look here. He's coming slowly up to the apex and just rolls off the road. And that is a car problem. Kessel Racing's Claudio Schiavone out of 5th place in GT3. He's looped it round in the Double Droit de Beausset. Carrying in too much speed. Tyres can't quite handle it, but he doesn't hit anything. Long stop for Pier Giuseppe Perezzini. His body language doesn't look good, does it? This is bad news for AF Corsa. Race leader Leonard Hugenboom, the Dutchman, carving his way through traffic, building a 10-second lead now over Nicolas Schatz, who's in 2nd place in the 21 DB Autosport Norma. Battle for 5th raging on. The two Curiacos teammates, Tony Wells, number 2, ahead of 79 Alistair McCaig. Up the Mistral straight they come. DB Autosport Norma of Jean-Luc Foubert in their wheel tracks. And Alistair McCaig determined to try and retake the spot from teammate Tony Wells, pushing him hard with everything he's got. GT3 class leader still Kessel Racing's number 8 Ferrari, Sergio Pianazzola. He's got a handy lead, looking very comfortable as they head towards the pit stops. Take a look at this battle. Alistair McCaig deep on the inside of teammate Tony Wells for 5th up into senior. He knew he was on too tight a line there. But look at this, in traffic, using the Ferrari superbly. Tony Wells on the outside, trying to go one way, and Alistair McCaig sweeps around the outside. Brave stuff. Battle for 3rd in GT3, Paolo Venerosi in the only Porsche in the field, hanging on in front of John Hartshorn. Hartshorn in the Ferrari having a look now, got a great drive off the final corner, but the Ebby Motors Porsche has the inside line and just enough legs in the straight to stay in front. Hartshorn swaps back to the inside. Can he do it under braking? Oh, Paolo Venerosi just hangs on to third position. It's an enthralling battle between the two of them. Here's Eric Trier in the red, white and blue Norma. Contact with Jean-Ludovic Foubert in the DB Autosport car, number 20. This is the battle for 7th place. So Trier moves up into 7th, recovering after that lap 1 spin after contact with Tony Wells. But that's the second time he's hit somebody in traffic down the long Mistral straight. So he's up to 7th place now, but hang on a minute. Is that the bodywork rubbing on the tyre, or has he got a puncture? Either way, I think Jean-Ludovic Foubert is going right back by him. He does, down into senior. Trouble for Trier.
29 on track with flat tires. Double yellow flags entering T3. We have double yellow flags entering T3. Car is stopped on driver's left.
That's Michael Benham, just gone past the pits, a long way from help. That's the car Eric Trier hit earlier. Fresh tyre is on Trier's car, and they're going to change that damaged nose cone as well, but it'll be a long stop. In the GT3 pack, car number 8, Sergio Pianezzola for Kessel Racing, and he is passing the battle for 3rd and 4th in GT3. What a performance from the Kessel Racing car. Pit window is open, close to the 1 hour mark, almost halfway through, and lots of callers in for their driver changes. Race leader Leonard Hogenboom heading into the DKR Engineering pit in his number 3 Norma. Jens Pedersen waiting to take over, and a very comfortable lead in the season opener for last year's champions. Oh, looks like he's overshot the pit. He has overshot. He's gone all the way down to Ebby Motors, so they're going to have to pull him back. DB Autosport leaving Nicolas Schatz out a little longer before his change over to Jacques Wolf, but a big in-lap from him. If this is the in-lap, it's a new fastest lap last time round, and he's going just about as quickly now. Into the pits he comes. First pit box for Nicolas Schatz, handing over to his teammate. See the car still in bare carbon. And here comes Jens Pedersen. DB Autosport with no dramas in their pit stop, so they release Jacques Wolf out on track. Number 3, the black and orange car, DKR Engineering. The Norma of Jens Pedersen is coming to the final corner, but there is a lead change. That overshoot from Leonard Hogenboom during his pit stop, very costly. Look, it's cost them the length of the pit straight just about, and the lead of the race. GT3 leaders have also stopped. Charlie is with Sergio Pianezzola.
Now, the most amazing story is this is only your 3rd race, but you do have experience, don't you?
Yes, my personal skill is rallying. I was a rally driver when I was a little bit younger. I had the chance to experience a lot with Ferrari Challenge, and then since a couple of seasons, I'm testing with GT3. Better, I had the chance to drive once the Gulf 12 hours in 2016, and last year we did repeat. This season I have this chance to attend to the Le Mans Cup.
Change for the lead already. The DB Autosport Norma came out in front, but Jens Pedersen in the black and orange number 3 DKR Engineering Norma has the lead back for the defending champions. And in traffic, he pounced immediately, straight through on the inside. And that's a good move. DKR then leading from DB Autosport, a Kyriakos, the 79 car, in 3rd place. Only 5 seconds ahead of the other DB Autosport car, and the number 2 Kyriakos car in 5th. Kessel Racing still leading in GT3 from Spirit of Race, the number 51 Ferrari. Colin Noble at the wheel of the 79 Kyriakos. Nielsen Ligier lying in 3rd place. 40 minutes left on the clock. Closing down Jacques Wolf in the 21 DB Autosport Norma, who's in 2nd, but the gap is still almost a minute, 50 seconds. So he is closing. Behind him in 4th place now, the 2nd Kyriakos Nielsen car, James Littlejohn, making his Le Mans Cup debut. He's moved up from 5th at the pit stops to 4th position. There's only under 10 seconds between the two Acuria Cost cars. That battle might end up being for the final podium spot. Race leader Jens Pedersen with the Thuy Norma behind, not Eric this time, but Adrian Thuy. New nose courtesy of Damage. Eric making contact in traffic and Adrian nearly doing the same. Pedersen keeping himself out of harm's way there. Damien Delafosse for 5th place, down the inside, contact, he hits Nicola Malini and almost clatters him into the Ferrari of Ollie Hancock. They just got away with that. Delafosse squeezes into 3rd, or shoulders his way through. Trouble for the 2nd place man, Jack Wolf, and he was under pressure from Colin Noble, lapping quicker than him behind for Acuria Cost, and the 79 car goes by for 2nd. Everybody's nerves on edge inside the final 10 minutes. Here's the GT3 leader, Kessel Racing's Ferrari, and Giacomo Piccini taking a big advantage. They are comfortably cruising at the moment. Here's the battle for 3rd place. Jack Wolf in the 21 DB Autosport car with another Acuria Cost Norma right behind him. This is James Littlejohn in the number 2 car, charging on into the final 6 minutes. It's a podium position up for grabs. Down the pit straight they come. Littlejohn closing with every metre on Jack Wolf. Into senior, here comes James Littlejohn, sends it deep on the inside and through goes the Acuria Cost car. He's up to 3rd and the DB Autosport Norma is off the podium. And that's the race leader. He has just started the final lap of the race and he's gone off at turn 1.
We have a contact at T exit of T1. The car lost it and hit the tire barrier. The car is rejoined. The car is rejoined.
Astonishing, almost within sight of the checkered flag. Jens Pedersen throwing the car off the road and out of the lead, and Colin Noble in the background. The white and blue Acuria Cost Ligier. Is there enough time for him to catch the race leader? And how much damage has Jens Pedersen done to that DKR Engineering Norma? The checkered flag awaits. 2 corners left. 1 corner left for Jens Pedersen. He will not be caught. Jens Pedersen and Leonard Hogenboom, DKR Engineering, win a sensational opener to the Le Mans Cup Series.
Checkered flag on the leader.
Astonishing scenes at Paul Ricard. In the GT3 category, a comfortable win for Kessel Racing's number 8 Ferrari. Sergio Pianezzola and Giacomo Piccini taking the checkered flag. But the race win and LMP3 victory goes to DKR Engineering's number 3 machine, Acuria Cost, 2nd and 3rd on their Le Mans Cup debut. And it was a huge weekend in GT3 for Kessel Racing, only Spirit of Races Ferrari denying the Swiss team a 1-2-3. Kessel Racing have been running Ferraris for decades and that quality showed here.
A convincing win there for GT3. Not bad for only his 3rd race.
Yeah, he did basically everything. I didn't do nothing. I just cruised for my stint. And no, really, the car was amazing. The team did a great job. Sergio was unbelievable because the start was not easy. He has been pushed out. Perazzini passed him from the outside, and then it was enough smart to keep calm and recover, overtake him, and then keep his pace. And he did an amazing stint. Then at the end, I did just what I could, but the car was amazing. We had a lot of advantage, so it was quite easy, I would say.
First blood then to Kessel Racing's number 8 machine, but they have 3 cars in the top 4 after a fantastic result here in France. Next up for the Michelin Le Mans Cup, it's Monza, Italy's cathedral of speed. I think we can expect the Italian cars to go well there. Heavy Motors and their Porsche may feel seriously outgunned.
But Jens, what a moment. We all have had our hearts in our mouths. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was quite a difficult race. We had no radio communication at all. And I had a badge in the car at my knees. We mounted that before the race. And that was a big mistake because I had problems with steering. I could not steer at all. So I didn't know where I was. I was even fighting against guys I didn't have to fight against. And I also didn't know that I was in the last lap, and then I thought I had to speed up, and back went out in turn 1, and I tried to correct, but I couldn't because I had the badge at my knees. But today, I think 85 of the credit goes to 2 guys, Team DKR, and this young man, Leonard Hogenboom, who did an excellent job. A name to remember, I think.
A topsy-turvy end to the race. DKR Engineering with the points lead over both the Acuria cross cars on the podium. And they could well all be championship challengers. Leonard Hogenboom, a new name to conjure with as we say goodbye to Le Castellet. And we will see you for round 2 of the Michelin Le Mans Cup at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza.
The red lights are out now though, so the racing begins and there's a heck of a lot of pressure. Massive drama! DKR Engineering, who win the first race of the year. Congratulations to Sergio Pianazzola, Giacomo Pacini, and this still relatively new Ferrari 488 looks to be the car to beat.